Yeah, so this is about how I have had a religious crisis in my life, and how my heart has sunk and been sinking seeing my Shia Muslims. This is about the 12 Shia Muslims who I've seen without much uh, like like let's say a part of my family is very rich and then another part isn't, but the thing is that what I have seen in Karachi, Karadar, we Shias are have been deteriorating, going from good to bad. um, There was a time our Khoja community was so educated, they could speak in English, and we didn't regard, they were so refined that, you know, my grand aunt Mamie, uh, she, even though she was poor, uh, my grandfather, her brother was middle class, but still the refinement in them was such. There was no crudeness in them. And now, like I'm seeing the Ismailis. Oh, I see. I have this Khoja thing, like connection with them. And I'm so happy for the Ismailis. They are very well to do, and they're being helped by their communities who are in the villages, remote places, who need shelter, food, lighting, basic necessities of life. And when I'm being told by the AKDN that they are being helped out there in remote places, I feel so good, so good. So my mother who was my late mother, Nuzhat, she was this thing about education, giving importance to education, and what happened to her, what a waste. If you don't use your God-given potential, skills, and what education was so important, what education can give to you. She couldn't use that. She got honors. She was one of the rare people when she was working in London, Morris School. She got honors in her hairdressing. She was telling me there were O-level, A-level students there, graduates who were studying hairdressing there in Morris School in London. And she's only 7th class pass in from Khalik Dina School, Karadar, and so many years back. Yet she got honors in her certificate, hairdressing certificate degree. And so I've seen some videos now. I don't have the strength anymore. Please forgive me for the having no strength to bear this. I don't want to suffer anymore. I don't want to see others suffering anymore. And in the Quran, it says that Rasulullah, his ummah was formed so many years back, and it hurts him to see his ummah fall into trouble, and it grieves him a lot. So where is Imam, our 12th Imam? They say that this is a test. and like Karbala, like the rest of our Imams, suffered martyrdom and had to go through so many challenges in life. But isn't it high time now, seeing my mother suffer so much, the emotional trauma she was going through, and then her husband wouldn't understand her. We at times couldn't, deal with this. But there was love, love that she had taught us, or I had inherited from her. Pure, true love, family, being together, and kindness, kind-heartedness, sweetness, sweet-natured. Okay, so let's say that we're saying that I've heard, sorry I have to say this, but now it's high time, that Imam Mahdi's occultation absence is a test for the believers, and they patiently persevere. None complain. Yet we do feel the pain, some of them, and we ask him to come, arise, come, help us. But I don't get it. It's too much now. And the Ismaili Imam is doing very, very well, and outstanding work. He is so respected around the world, highly honored. And now I'm so grateful, I can't say. The president of Portugal has honored him. I mean, not only Canada. And whenever he goes to meet his murids around the world, he's so well honored and welcomed. I mean, can you believe this Shia lady's arm was hurting, or her knee or something? She would have needed a kneecap, or if something for her arm. And even, I mean, let's say if the neck is hurting, sometimes you need a neck, rest collar, neck collar. They can't even afford that. So, and we are supposed to bear with this. So I was thinking, where's Iran? Iran, where's my Imam? And many such things like this that I've been hurting about. And I don't want to see humanity suffering, so any human suffering, animal suffering. How can I see Shia Muslims suffering, my aunt, and then having these notions? No one can, who to go to. We've tried so many people for black magic, removing evil eye, or whatever this is. And the community should be well organized. I heard from my father that if all the Muslims in Pakistan pay zakat, no one would be in poverty in any way. And yes, with due respect to the ulamas, the grand ayatollahs, I'm really sorry, but what I heard some of the 12er Shia saying against His Highness Aga Khan is totally not in the spirit of Islam. It is far, far away. And another Sayyid in from my community, a 12er Shia. She was saying that, God has given us such expensive diseases. It's not the expensive disease. It's that treatment for this disease is so expensive that these poor people can't afford it. Her one youthful son died, and another son was into drugs, or the same son. And Sayyids from Imam Jafar Sadiq alayhi salam or Imam Musa Kazim alayhi salam. And then there was this really poor Sayyid going house to house. The poor person couldn't do anything. And I was, at first, I was so ashamed, that a Sayyid is coming to our place for something. He needs, his need, not even his want. They don't come for want. And so, excuse me. Oh yes, and in college, when God blesses you, now I've come out of that, that helplessness, separated from a family member teacher who became my family member, KAS, Mr. Sa. You must know the story of mine in my previous videos I've recorded. So, my God. Oh, how I wanted Karachi to start from college, from us, my principal and her family members, me and my family members. Every breath of the day, every breath, this is my prayer on the roof, every breath of the step. May we be feeling God, heaven, paradise. Oh God, please bless the whole world, everyone. I'm sending out all my love to every one of you. And oh my God, what have you given me? I could search for a lifetime but not find her, and here she is, my mother figure. Such a beautiful lady. So the responsibility increased. Like, no, I can't love her until I behave myself. And before, like, I used to have these breakdowns with my servants, and in the marketplaces, in the car, go faster with my driver, drive faster. This whole thing stopped. I stopped being in that sick depression and hell. Darkness dared to leave me. Only death could have done this, or Miss Desa's coming back. So, and the beggars in Karachi, and what not. This is for the Muslims, but my Shia Muslims suffering, and then making one another suffer, deceiving one another, harming one another, lying, calling jinns, and havoc, causing disaster. Who has the heart to do this? At one point I had to tell my father, please, you are a believer in Imam Hussain alayhi salam. Try to understand me. I had to make him sit and understand me. And I pleaded with God about Mrs. Munira Gulzar, not this time. And even I would tell myself, it won't happen like the thing that, I felt so guilty going to Miss Desa's place, disturbing her as I was disturbed myself, and I wanted a reconciliation. And then reading the Bible, Jesus says, if your brother comes to you, he sins 70 times against you, 70 times 7, Or you can check the Bible about this. But then going to Miss Desai, she would not even open the door. Once in a blue moon, like on that was January 7, 1989, she spoke to me. Otherwise, she wouldn't even speak to me. The door would open, finally. If I had jumped into her balcony, she would have to open her door. So a Muslim giving trouble, see, this is why. To a Christian Catholic lady, not understanding. She tried to explain to me in the beginning what she tried to tell me, what we went through. I don't want to go through all that in detail right now. Yes, and so have the 12 Shias ever wondered why they cannot recognize their true Imam? Maybe they are wrong, like one of the alims on the YouTube video said, correct me if I'm wrong. I would like to ask him, what if you have not recognized? You say that you were surprised. Sorry to quote him like this, but I just have to now. You can believe that someone could not believe in a prophet like Nuh alayhi salam, Noah, and so may I ask you, how is it that you have not recognized your true Imam, the Ismaili Imam? What if Agha Khan is the true Imam? And he says he is a true Imam. He has given all the evidence, his family tree. So would it not be fair for me to be shocked, surprised that this alim saying that he was shocked? Why can't I be shocked that he has not recognized his true Imam? And he's saying that the 12th Imam Mahdi, awaited Savior, is the true Imam, and that believers are tested, so we have to bear patiently whatever befalls us. So there's so much to say, but I will continue later. I'm tired now. Thank you so much. God bless.